Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Welcome back to another stimulus check update. First of all, we got new $1,400 checks coming out tomorrow. I mean, it's the same $1,400 checks that we've been talking about, but there's another batch coming out tomorrow. That was one of the, which I forgot to put the little reminder that yes, that coupon code for the courses was extended for stimulus checks, and that does expire Friday now. But we've got some actual updates here. I haven't posted as much because I've been waiting for these juicy updates, and the IRS just gave us a big update, and there are a few things to cover. So I wanted to start with housing, then we're going to talk about unemployment. So the first thing about housing, and I've been doing quite a bit of research on this, particularly because this has been talked about a lot now, and I don't want to come across as like, oh my gosh, he's got a newspaper boomer. I've been reading about this today. I heard about it at Congress today. I wasn't actually thinking about even talking about this until it came up in Congress today. But here's the thing. Let's start with housing rental aid. You know how rental aid, it was supposed to be this wonderful thing that would help people save or cover about 12 months worth of their back rent, back utilities, and potentially 3 to 6 months going forward? Yeah, well, states like California and certain counties in Florida, and there are even other counties, I think Washington, there are counties in Washington as well, and I didn't check every state in the country, but I did check quite a few, and I see these popping up in a lot of different places. There are a lot of counties saying, okay, if we're going to give rental aid to the tenant for a tenant who's behind on rent, the landlord needs to agree to waive the leftover of the amount owed. So now the landlord has this option of, okay, do I take 60% or 80% of the rent that's owed and then just forgive the rest? And in some cases, the landlord then also has to agree to keep the tenant, so they can't take the money and then remove the tenant, right? And they have to agree not to do rental like price increases for the next 12 months in some counties. All of a sudden, you've got a lot of landlords going, screw it, I don't want the rental aid. And so all of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute, Congress's intention with this bill was to provide rental aid to people, to get people the money that they need because they lost their job and they're behind in rent. Yet the restrictions that states are putting on landlords is that, oh, well, unless landlords agree to waive 20 to 40% of the rent that's owed, then nobody gets any rental aid. It's not like the tenant just gets the 60 to 80%. The tenant doesn't even get the choice to make up the 40 to 20%. The tenant is required to agree with the state to say, okay, fine. Landlord pays the 60 to 80%. And the rest is waived. Now, I'm sure landlords and tenants like in the background could like exchange the extra 20 to 40%, but there could be issues with that, right? Because that's not what they would be signing to do. And that could be potentially deemed fraud of the program. So like Congress did not intend this housing and rental assistance to be 60%. They didn't intend for it to be 80%. The rule was you get 100%. You get up to 100%, which I guess I don't know that the wording is actually 100%. I think it was the wording was up to 12 months of back rent, right? This whole like percentage thing and then requiring the landlord to waive money, it's a problem. And as a landlord, I'll say like, that's kind of a little bit of a, like, I don't have any tenants that are behind in rent. So like, I'm not affected by this rental aid thing. But as a landlord, if LA is like, hey, Kevin, we'll give you rental assistance. This tenant has been behind 12 months in rent, but you got to agree to waive 40%. It's like, well, can I call up my mortgage company and go, I want to waive 40% of my fees? Like there are two sides to it. Now, me personally, in the situation I'm in, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. I can bite the bullet, right? But I'm fortunate. I'm knock on wood. I'm fortunate about that. But there are millions of landlords who aren't that fortunate. So this rental aid issue, massive, massive issue. Like why does the landlord have to get burned? The whole point of getting rental assistance past $25 million and then, or $25 billion, and then another $25 billion was to have enough money for everyone, like to solve the problem. And so this is a big pisser. The good, like that's bad news, right? The good news is Maxine Waters and the other representatives at the House Financial Services subcommittee meeting today with Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell, they addressed this a little bit. They brought this up. And it's good that it's on their radar that, hey, like Janet Yellen, why is this happening? Jerome Powell, why is this happening? And the representatives who passed the stimulus bill were actually pissed that this crap is happening. I mean, look here, I'll just read you a quick example here. Yeah, here. In Broward County, I grew up in Broward County. In Broward County, for example, assistance programs will only pay up to 60% of the tenant's back rent if it exceeds 1 month. What garbage is that? Of course it's going to exceed 1 month. City of Los Angeles, same thing. City of Los Angeles, I think they were either 60 or 80%. I'm not sure. But either way, it's the same problem. Let's see. In Houston, a nonprofit charged with administering pandemic rental assistance last year said more than 5,600 households who applied for the money had a landlord who refused to take it. And oftentimes it's not just because of these waiver requirements, but it's also because they're requiring like financial statements from the landlord. Like, wait a minute. Who said the owner had to prove what their finances were? If the tenant's behind on rent, the owner's finances don't matter. So these states and counties, and this is the problem with our government, it's one of the big problems, is we get this great idea at the federal level, like, hey, let's provide housing and rental relief, and then it trickles down to garbage at the county level because they all interpret the rules in their own way. I deal with that same kind of bull crap in other departments in the state of California, where like the state law says one thing, and then the city's like, yeah, well, we don't adhere to that law. It's like, what the F? What's the point of laws? It's like, you guys don't even adhere to the laws. It's this is a pisser, and it's a big problem. So the housing and rental thing, it's a problem, and that's the bad news. The good news is that some work is being done about it. At least they're talking about some work being done over in Congress. Okay, now let's switch on over here. So unemployment. Remember, if you get $10,200 of unemployment compensation, or if you got up to $10,200 in unemployment compensation in 2020, we've been waiting for, well, what do? How do we claim that money as tax-free, right? Folks, the IRS just issued guidance. The IRS has finally provided us guidance. And this is what we've been waiting for. I said, don't worry, just wait. In about a week's time, we should have guidance from the IRS. And many of you were very patient. Some of you have been checking in like, hey, has the IRS guidance come out yet? I told you I'd make a video as soon as it's out. Folks, here it is. Voila. The guidance is out, and it's actually better than expected. So let me just give you the quick little summary. If you've already filed your 2020 tax return, you do not need to amend your taxes. In fact, one of the things that I said a week ago was the IRS should be able to just assume you made $10,200 less and send you the money. I said that in a video 2 weeks ago. And folks, here you go. If you have already filed your 2020 tax return, there is no need to file an amended return to figure the amount of unemployment compensation to exclude. The IRS, here we go, the IRS will refigure your taxes using the excluded unemployment compensation amount and adjust your taxes accordingly. The IRS will send you any refund directly to you. This is good. This is why I said, wait, do not file an amended tax return, because the IRS doesn't want to get inundated with this crap. And so it's not a surprise that they don't even have you do a form if you've already filed your 2020 taxes. If you've already done your 2020 taxes, they're like, don't worry about it. So then it also looks like if you have not filed your taxes yet for 2020, it looks like they've revised the 1040 instructions for Schedule 1, Form 1040, Line 7 unemployment compensation are updated as follows. So basically, they give you new instructions for how to properly file your tax return to make sure you get that $10,200 excluded. Now, if you want this form, just type this into Google right here. New exclusion of up to $10,200 of unemployment compensation, and then go to the irs.gov website. It should be the first one that comes up. That's good. But there's another good thing, another good bottom line in this. Take a look at this. There was a lot of confusion about, well, wait a minute, I made over $150,000 as, let's see here, any matter over $10,200 for each individual. Okay, yeah. So, if you're married, right, exactly. So there was a phase out of how, at what point you're not able to get the $10,200 tax-free anymore. And it was $150,000. I believe, hold on, let's see. If your modified gross income is less than 150K. Yeah, that's interesting. It actually doesn't say married. So if your income was less than 150K, you get to exclude $10,200 from your taxes of unemployment compensation. However, there are some people who are like, well, my income was 150, but because I got the unemployment compensation, my income was over 150. Well, they're saying to determine whether you can qualify or not, you could actually remove the $10,200 from the calculation to determine whether or not you qualify. So they were actually nice I can't believe I'm saying the IRS was nice, but they're actually somewhat nice in how they worded this, or I should say how they interpreted this would be the better way to say that. So that's a good thing. That's very, very good. So this guidance is very good. 2 pages long. It came out today, so you're getting it fresh, hot off the press here. I'm very excited about that. Okay, so we talked about how another batch of checks is going out tomorrow. We talked about the housing issue. We talked about the $10,200. And there's been a lot of talk about that monthly $10,000. I'm sorry, that monthly $10,000. That monthly $300 or $250 for children. Remember, we're expecting that portal to come in June. So we're really not expecting to see that money start flowing until July. So that's going to be a little bit more of a hurry up and wait, unfortunately. So, okay, great. Now I'm going to do a couple questions. Then I have to run. Somebody says, still haven't filed. Will do tomorrow. Perfect. The IRS is sitting on more than 7 million tax returns that were filed. Yes, this is true. So don't paper file your returns. Make sure you try to e-file. Okay, what else here? Is it true that the second round of PPP can be completely forgiven to self-employed individuals using the entire amount to cover payroll? I do not know the answer to that because technically it was supposed to be 75-25 at most for payroll, right? I do not know. That is a very good question. And it's one we can, I hate to say it, but I'm just going to Google really quick. PPP, full forgiveness, self-employed. Well, I mean, self-employed is redundant, so let's remove that. So full forgiveness, payroll, 100% payroll. I'm not sure if that's going to. Yeah. No, there are some old articles here. Regardless, yeah, I'll have to do a little bit more digging on that. That's a very good question, though, because 60-40 was an option and 25-75 was an option. Whether you could go 100% for payroll, not sure about that. So that's a very good question. Although, no, that's 100% forgiveness. Yeah, we know that the whole loan is up to 100% forgivable. Although, the thing is, I have, then again, now I'm thinking about this, people I know have applied for PPP forgiveness, and they only provided evidence that they spent money on payroll, and they didn't actually show evidence of any money going to expenses. So maybe there is a loophole for that. So hopefully that is true. If that's the situation that you're in, which given that you're asking, I'm sure. I heard a couple paid $500K for a house, but couldn't get the old owner out for over a year. Yes, that can happen. This is why it's very important that if you ever buy real estate, you get it vacant close of escrow. Do not do, oh, the owner just wants a few more days to move. Big mistake. Yes, some landlords are saying no, they'd rather have nothing than something. I know that sounds crazy, but yes. Yes, they have guidance. Exactly. It's so nice that they do here. So just join. Okay, Brent, I didn't hear that. I mean, maybe there's some speculation about this child monthly tax credit, but I did not hear that. I think if you're the owner employer, then you prove your income was replacement and make sure you're not getting unemployment at the same time. Yeah, exactly. And remember, you can apply for unemployment while you're on PPP. You just can't, while you apply for the PPP loan, you just can't use the pay for the same period of time. So again, if just a quick example, if I'm on unemployment right now, I get a PPP loan and I decide I'm going to start paying myself on PPP from April 15th through June 15th for those 8 weeks. I can't take unemployment for those particular weeks, but then afterwards I could go back on unemployment. I know. Yeah. The Robinhood IPO. Yeah. We'll have to talk about this. Thank you for the $10. I hope you're joking. The IRS lost my e-file. Oh my God. Jeez. Okay. I will take a look at what you posted in Discord. I'm happy to do that. So let's see here. That is definitely news. I hope that's not true. General all. Okay. So general all. IRS may be backing I don't know. That's interesting. That would be an issue. That would be an issue because it's something that oh gosh, I am sorry, Lauren, that they lost your e-file tax return. That is very, very bizarre. Oh, is it episode 6? I'll change it. Thank you for catching that. Okay, change. Okay, I fixed. Yeah, that is concerning, actually. Thank you. I did not know about this. So thank you for providing me an update. That's supposed to be the other way around, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Child tax credits payments authorized in the latest COVID relief bill may not be sent out even starting in July, the IRS commissioner said. Really? I know they've been working on it and they got to get the portal up. Okay, so we know the details of it. The payments were slated to begin in July and intended to be sent monthly instead of a lump sum, correct? Oh, don't tell me it has to do with the IRS extension, because last week they said they're going to extend the tax filing deadline. That's because the IRS now has less time to devote to implementing and launching the portal for the... Okay, I have a feeling this is kicking and screaming right here to get Congress to give the IRS more money or more of an allocation to make sure this happens. So it's not dead for sure, but yeah, this is a potential problem. And I do think this is coming from, this basically is the IRS saying, yo, Congress, give us more funding and we'll make it happen for you. Y'all changed the deadline on us. Now we need more money. Good catch. Thank you for that. That's my expectation, so we'll have to watch for that. And exactly, so the question here is, when are they going to have the portal for the $300 opt-out? Well, that's what we're talking about here. And we were expecting to have the portal by June, but now the IRS is like, I don't know, Congress, you kind of need to give us more money for us to get you that portal you want. This is just classic freaking bull crap government for you. It's they tell us to our face that they care about us, but actions speak louder than words. Haven't gotten any 3 checks as an adult dependent. Also haven't filed taxes in a decade. Should I bring it up? No, you should absolutely not let the $3,200 go. Whoever is claiming you as a dependent should be getting the stimulus check. Now, if the person who is claiming you as a dependent has income that is greater than the thresholds, well, then you technically don't qualify because they don't qualify. Now, it doesn't matter if you're an adult dependent. Whoever is claiming you as an adult dependent, they're the ones who would get the check. You would not see the money. So it doesn't matter if you would file taxes or not. You yourself are not eligible for that money. It's whoever is claiming you would be eligible for that money. And that would be $500 from the first one, and then $600, and then $1,400. Although, hold on a second. Was this, now I can't remember, the $600 one. Did the $600 one include adult dependents? Or hold on. I'm confused here. I'm sorry. The $500 one initially, see, I can't believe it's been a year already. I'm tripping over this. The $500 one did not include adult dependents. So I'm sorry, you would not be eligible for the $500 one. And I don't actually think you might be eligible. I think you'd be for sure eligible for the $1,400 check one. $500 was no. $600, I don't remember now. I'm going to look that up. $600 adult, but for sure the $1,400. Jeez, it is so confusing how that is. Eligible adults will receive up to $600 each, right? But what about dependents? Okay. So it looks like probably just the $1,400 one, unfortunately, if you're an adult dependent. So whoever's claiming you should get the $1,400. It's so frustrating how crappy they did this, honestly. Essential worker pay, that was like a nice idea that we totally thought was going to happen, never came up again. Heroes Act had it, never came up again. Terrible. Online BizWiz says 100% on payroll is fine. Oh, well, that's awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate you providing that insight. I have a tenant who doesn't move, owes over $13,000 in rent, and even though I, the landlord, am asking for the apartment for myself to live, I can't get her out of my own property. Yes, it's very difficult right now. Where in Broward am I from? Well, let's see. I grew up in Aventura, lived in Weston, lived in Davie, lived in Plantation. Yeah. Davie a long time. Plantation too. Yeah, millennial money is in 5 minutes. Yes, this is true. If you are no longer a dependent, if you file independently, you could get the $1,200 check, the $600 check, and the $1,400 check. That is correct. Yes, please ask your PPP question quickly. Yeah, I lived off Hiatus Road in Davie. I was also a Davie police explorer. My crypto portfolio was red. Yeah, I have my own thoughts about crypto. Yeah. What is it? What is Bitcoin doing right now? Well, it's flat. No, 55.5. Oh, what a weird bounce. Very volatile here. Okay. There. Oh, no. There it is. Oh, wow. Robinhood was glitched. Oh, sorry. It's down at 53.8. Oh, yeah. Just went down a bit. Okay. What's last few questions here? So, okay. Is it true that the second time draw around self-employed individuals can use the entire? Yeah. So we actually were just talking about that, and there are a lot of people saying the answer to that is yes. I do not have confirmation on that. Thank you for saying you were mind blown from my crypto lending video. I hope that does not cause problems but it is a concern that I have. Okay. Oh yeah, and of course, as Lauren says, make sure to use coupon code HODL to get 38% off the courses. Lifetime access to the courses expiring Friday. Thank you all. I really appreciate you. Hopefully you found this helpful. I do have to go. I'm going to a podcast over with Millennial Money. So if you type that into YouTube, Millennial Money, you will see it. Thank you so much. I'll be over there. Appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful day and a good night.